François Côté is an extraordinary man.
Alors, je suis né handicapé visuel, donc c'est de naissance. C'est un glaucome congénital qui a fait que j'ai perdu la vue complètement à l'âge de 2 ans.
Yet François can do anything a sighted person can.
Alors, j'ai eu la chance de vivre dans une famille où on m'a laissé beaucoup explorer et comme l'enfant qui n'a pas de barrière, ça m'a permis de développer ces habiletés-là naturellement, simplement en voulant explorer le monde qui m'entourait.
Because of these amazing skills, François is at the forefront of a unique experiment.
Okay, the chair is here. And watch, because on the other side there are the speakers.
At the Université de Montréal, Dr. Franco Laporte is putting a group of blind and sighted people through a battery of specially designed hearing tests.
Are you comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
He wants to discover, once and for all, whether blind people hear better than those with sight.
In front of you and on the side there are 16 speakers. There is sort of urban legend about the fact that blind individuals must have developed their auditory capacities much more than the sighted person. Good luck.
But Dr. Laporte believes that this is more than just legend.
Shall we go? Okay, great.
To test that hypothesis, subjects are first asked to locate the source of a sound. Even the blind have their eyes covered to remove all possibility of bias. Dr. Laporte's co-investigator is Olivier Collignon. He believes the blind can help us see the brain in a new way.
We like to see the brain like a functional machine, not a sensory machine. So the brain has to resolve function, and he will do that using the best information he has. And so we have seen that in daily life, we have seen that in our laboratory, and the question is now, we have the suspicion that maybe something is happening in the brain.
But the first test results don't support those suspicions.
We found that the blind subjects and the sighted subjects have identical performance. So we said maybe the fact that they're not any better than the sighted is that the task is maybe too simple.
Est-ce que ça fait qu'on entend moins le bruit?
So Laporte and Collignon design a series of more complex experiments to probe deeper.
À l'endroit voulu, d'accord? Exact. Un petit peu plus vers le
In
haut.
one, François Côté is played 2 tones. He must decide whether the second tone is higher or lower in pitch than the first, as each pair is played closer and closer together. He proves remarkably adept. François picks up the change even when it's 10 times faster than the changes recognized by sighted subjects. In another experiment, subjects have to identify the source of the sound again, but this time, one ear is blocked. In every test, the blind come out ahead. On we go.
The blind, about half of them, had almost perfect performance.
Claim proven, blind people do hear better. But for Dr. Laporte, that only raises a more intriguing question. Why? That answer may lie with François Côté. The study revealed that his hearing is so acute it operates like a sonar, allowing him to pick up the reflection of a sound to create a picture of his surroundings, just like a bat.
So I have at my left your skate sound, your voice, your presence too. And at my right I have the board. And if I need, with my skate or my cane, I can make a sound to hear where we are.
And you hear the sound bounce back to you.
Yes, yes.
That is amazing, because I hear the sound of your cane tapping, I hear the sound of our skates, but I do not have the ability to pick up any of those reflections. I don't hear them. I don't understand how they work. Neither does Olivier Collignon, but he has a theory that he's about to test.
Is it possible that something is happening in the brain of this subject, that maybe there is some kind of reorganization that could explain this kind of supranormal abilities that this early blind subject have?
There are two areas where Olivier wants to search: the temporal lobe that's involved in hearing, and the occipital cortex that controls sight.
Maybe a good candidate is the occipital cortex, what we call the visual cortex. So maybe François is using this part of the brain to process auditory information. This is an hypothesis, and we will see if it works with François.
To do that, Olivier uses a very specialized MRI.
François, tout va bien? Excellent, c'est parfait pour nous.
This machine measures blood flow. If François' visual cortex is being used to help him hear, the MRI will show blood flow in this part of the brain.
Donc je te rappelle, quand tu entends ma voix qui dit gauche-droite, tu localises les sons, s'ils sont à gauche ou à droite. Et si tu entends ma voix qui dit grave-aigu, tu me dis si le son est plutôt grave ou plutôt aigu. Donc on va commencer d'ici quelques secondes. Okay, on peut y aller. Gauche-droite.
As François tries to locate the sound, the MRI begins mapping blood flow in his brain.
François? C'était parfait, idéal. Magnifique, en fait tu as fini, donc on va venir te sortir de la pièce, d'accord?
What Olivier discovers is fascinating.
This part of the brain, which is at the back here, which is usually dedicated to process visual information, you see that this region of the brain is in fact active when François is processing sound.
That is absolutely amazing. He's basically seeing with his ears.
It's still an auditory perception, but yes, you are right. He's using this visual part of the brain to process sounds.
Olivier discovered the same extraordinary phenomenon in other subjects who lost their sight when they were very young. Like François, their brain had literally evolved, rewiring itself to replace sight with sound.
Alors, ça permet de pouvoir patiner librement, de sentir la liberté de mouvement de façon très agréable.